I've got a challenge for Patriots fans out there. The number of likes we have had as a record on this channel in the last 5 years is 1,129 likes. My boss has said we can't break that on today's video, and I want to prove them wrong. Can we get 1,130 likes on this video today? Go on ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me if you love the Patriots. If you guys are glad you're Patriots fans, and if you are glad you tuned in to Patriots Today by Chat Sports. Let's get Drake Maye some wide receiver help. We're going to talk about what it would cost to bring not just Cooper Kupp to the New England Patriots, but also Deebo Samuel. There was some news that broke over the weekend that I wanted to touch and give you guys the latest update here on Patriots Today by Chat Sports. But I'm also going to throw in a third receiver that could help this core thrive next season, but you're going to have to wait to the very end of the show to find out who that third receiver could be and how it would be possible for the Patriots to make Deebo Samuel, Cooper Kupp, and that third receiver to land in New England. Let's go ahead and break down the latest out of Deebo Samuel. Adam Schefter tweeted out the 49ers have granted Samuel and his agent, Tony, permission to find a trade partner for the wide receiver. This comes after Samuel asked San Francisco to trade him during the players' exit meetings after the season. There was no secret Deebo didn't really have the greatest year in his career in San Francisco. And Deebo Samuel was also a top receiver for the Patriots to try and go after by the NFL trade deadline this past year. So Patriots are not unfamiliar at trying to score a receiver like Samuel. I know you're probably thinking, Allie, he's just as washed as a guy like Cooper Kupp. Not true. Maybe a little true. But the whole point is, yes, they're a little bit older. But that's what Drake Maye could really use, is some veteran hands in the wide receiver core. Adam Schefter also commented on a quote from Deebo Samuel and what he had to say about possibly leaving the 49ers. Deebo said, "It was a hard conversation to have with Kyle Shanahan because of the relationship that we have. But I have to do what's best. I'm more than thankful for the Niners giving me the opportunity of a lifetime. But now I think it's best that we find another team." Oh, buddy. Do I love that final sentence right there. But now I think it's best that we find another team. I have never seen a wide receiver that looks more like a New England Patriot. I stamped it. That is Allie's stamp of approval on Deebo Samuel's picture. He is. He should be. He is going to be a New England Patriot in my mind. Obviously, nothing is official. Yes, he may be past his prime. But Drake Maye has a very young wide receiving core. And honestly, it ranks bottom of the barrel in NFL offensive rankings. So when you get a guy like Deebo, here's something that you could be gaining in New England. He's entering his final year of his contract. So you don't have to sign him to an extension if you don't want to. But he will probably be looking for one while he heads into free agency in 2026. He caught a career-low 51 receptions in 2024. Still, career low, that's not terrible for a guy like Deebo Samuel, who can still wreak havoc on defenses. And the Patriots haven't had a 1,000-yard receiver since 2019 with Julian Edelman. It's been too long of not having a veteran wide receiver that can produce in New England. And when you look at what Deebo Samuel has been able to produce over the last couple of years, obviously his prime has come and gone, hasn't had a 1,000-yard season since 2021, but still 892 yards, 670 yards, 81 targets, 51 receptions, 3 touchdowns. He may not be your wide receiver one, but at least he can gain some experience for Drake Maye. So really what you're looking at here is how can we afford Deebo Samuel? Well, the beauty of trying to go after these older wide receivers, will they make us Super Bowl contenders? Maybe not. Not like a T. Higgins or a Jamar Chase possibly could, but you can afford him, and he can give you more than what's giving right now for the Patriots. So here are some timelines you have to keep an eye out for. The pre-6-1 trade savings is nada for the 49ers. So we may not see a trade happen before June 1st. However, he is qualifying for a bonus in March, so maybe the Niners will use that to try and get him out a little bit earlier, and they'll just have to eat the $15 million. If they trade him on June 2nd, they will save $5.2 million. The 2025 new team owes $17.5 million. That is what it would cost to get Deebo Samuel to New England. When you're talking about a trade, because he is kind of past his prime, you're going to need to pick up his salary of the $17.5 million, but it's also going to cost you some draft capital to be able to trade for Deebo. Last year, they were asking for second and third round picks for Deebo Samuel. That is gone. There is no way in hell any NFL team is going to give a third, let alone a second. I'm thinking possibly a 2026 fourth or fifth round, maybe 2025, but it depends on when they would possibly want to trade Mr. Samuel. So that's my question for you guys now. Do you want him to come to New England and become a new receiver for the Patriots? Go on ahead and hit that like button for me if you guys haven't already to let me know you want Deebo Samuel in New England. Let me go ahead and tell you guys real quick about Zbiotics, and this is our sponsor on Patriots Today by Chat Sports. This show is brought to you by Zbiotics. And look, guys, I just turned 26, and going out is still fun, but the morning after gets tougher and tougher since I can't hang the way that I used to. That's why I like Zbiotics Pre-Alcohol. It's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. So just remember to drink this probiotic before drinking alcohol. Drink responsibly, obviously, and get a good night's sleep to feel your best tomorrow. I just tried pre-alcohol for the first time over my birthday weekend because I had friends who were coming in from Thursday to Sunday. That's a lot of drinking if you're hanging out with my group, and that's fair. We like to go to bars, but when I tried my pre-alcohol from Zbiotics, I knew that I was going to have to keep going and hanging out with my friends. And let me tell you, my experience was 10 times better. I wasn't just some zombie walking through the rest of the weekend. I actually had time to hang out with my friends and go to the farmer's market and do other things that didn't involve drinking because I wasn't doomed by the night before. So if you guys think that sounds great and you also want to try this out, go on ahead and use our promo code right now by going to zbiotics.com/chatsports. You can also scan that QR code on the screen right now to get 15% off your first order when you use Chat Sports at checkout. You can also sign up for a subscription using my code so you don't have to stay prepared no matter the time or occasion. Zbiotics is back with 100% money back guaranteed, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, head to zbiotics.com/chatsports. Use the code CHATSPORTS at checkout for 15% off. Thank you, Zbiotics, for sponsoring this episode and for our good times and great mornings. Let's talk about Cooper Kupp, shall we? Can the Patriots sign Cooper Kupp, trade for him, and also secure a guy like Deebo Samuel? The answer is yes, but it gets a little bit complicated as to how you can obtain Cooper Kupp and when you can sign this wide receiver. Diana Rossini breaking down the latest from what she's heard around the Cooper Kupp trade situation. So what's the market for Kupp, right? Complicated. He's 32 in June, coming off an injury-plagued season, and carries a hefty contract that not every team is willing to take on. But for a contender looking for a high IQ, elite possession receiver who can still make defenses miserable, there should be a trade partner. And I think the Patriots can be a contender with Cooper Kupp. Yes, he may be past his prime. Yes, he may be coming off an injury, parentheses, injuries. I understand that. But when you have a guy with Drake Maye that has his skill set to be a very mobile quarterback in and out of the pocket, has a bazooka for an arm, having tight hands, reliable hands, and possession skills from Cooper Kupp is what can take the Patriots wide receiving core to the next level. But what would it cost? How complicated is it to obtain Cooper Kupp? Well, the good news is that the Rams benefit from a trade. They can save pre-June 1st or post-June 1st, and overall saving $12.5 million by trading him away. The new team would owe $20 million. That is how much they would have to pay Cooper Kupp. So what would it cost as a whole to sign Kupp? Well, it's going to cost that $20 million salary, and you're going to have to give up some draft capital. I'm probably going to assume it'll be something for this 2025 NFL draft because they're going to want to try and use the last of Matt Stafford that they can. So it may be a fourth rounder in 2025. Overall, I think the Patriots should go after Cooper Kupp and Deebo Samuel. Are these 24-year-old receivers that are just coming out of college and producing like a T. Higgins is? No, unfortunately. But I do think they can really utilize their resources to improve the wide receiving core as a whole, starting with trading for Cooper Kupp, adding on Deebo Samuel, and drafting Tetairoa McMillan. Holy cow, look at the depth chart with Kupp as your wide receiver 1, or McMillan, Deebo Samuel as your wide receiver 2, possibly your 3. And then you add Tetairoa McMillan with the 6'5" pass-catching abilities, and you still have a young guy in Demario Douglas, Jalen Polk, and you get a little bit older there with Kendrick Bourne. This is why you need to sign and trade for Cooper Kupp and Deebo Samuel. By picking up a young receiver in Tetairoa McMillan, you have drastically improved your wide receiver core. But it starts with adding some veterans in your locker room. Give Drake Maye receivers that know how to play in the NFL. Pop Douglas, sure, he's great. Hunter Henry, he's not even a wide receiver. Tetairoa McMillan is a great option at number 4. Add in Deebo Samuel and former Super Bowl MVP Cooper Kupp. I like that a lot better. So overall, what would this cost? $27 million. Excuse me. That actually should be $37 million. I can't add, you guys know that. $37 million, some draft capital, and your 4th pick from the 2025 NFL draft. It sounds like a deal Elliott Wolf should make. He should open the checkbook, give it to Vrabel, and say, have fun. I think this would make the Patriots a contender. My last question for you guys here is, do you want Cooper Kupp and Deebo Samuel? Go on ahead, like this video for me if you guys haven't already. Reminder, we're trying to break our channel record. Can we do it today? Go on ahead, hit that thumbs up button for me.